gare sa dha ni gare sa.
Welcome to a special edition of Chai with Manju. The focus of our interview today is giving back in life. And we have two very well-known philanthropists with us today, Deshpande and Linda Henry. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Thank you. So first of all, I'm very excited that you're from Linfield.
I am born and raised. I went to nursery school through high school there. I have two sisters who still live there, my parents, so still a very strong connection to Linfield.
I'm so excited. It's my town. After that, you went to Babson College, right?
I did. I went to Babson College, and then I worked in real estate for a number of years with my family.
Okay. And you also got a master's degree from MIT.
MIT
right?
is a wonderful master's in real estate program. It's a very concentrated program that I learned so much from.
Okay. And I read that you are a very passionate Bostonian, right?
I am. I've actually spent a bit of time not in Boston, and it just makes me appreciate what a great region this is even more.
Okay. Now, for a passionate Bostonian, you were not that knowledgeable or not that crazy about Red Sox, right?
I was not. So I grew up in a very Italian family where we were. We weren't given a choice. There was only one sport you could play, and that was soccer.
Okay.
And so I played soccer. I was terrible. I was terrible at soccer, but I kept playing through. And I didn't have any brothers, and so that was pretty much all I was exposed to was soccer. And then I was finally able to convince my parents that I was just so terrible at soccer that they had to give up. And I was able to move into non-contact sports, which I was much better at.
Okay. Like diving?
Like diving, and I played volleyball and ran. And
So your world changed and your knowledge of the Red Sox changed after you met your husband, John Henry, right?
It did. I now attend probably around 70 baseball games a year. And I do, and I follow, and I catch almost everyone on TV. So yeah, I'm very, very involved, and I really enjoy both baseball and soccer.
And you are associated with so many charities and foundation. Tell us a little bit more about the things that you're passionate about.
I'm most passionate about enabling other people to succeed. I think that a lot of times people need opportunity, and there are things that we can do that just enable people to find success and self-confidence and ways to be able to provide for themselves and for their families. And so that's what I find to be some of the most interesting work.
Okay. Now, what are some of your favorite projects? I know there is one that you're doing in October.
Yes.
That's Hub Boston.
Right? Yeah, we're doing Hub Week, which is a collaboration between MIT, Harvard University, Mass General Hospital, and the Boston Globe. The four of us are coming together to found this week that celebrates the intersection of art, science, and technology. Because that's really what this region is. That's where we excel. The Walter Isaacson, who's been guiding us on this, has said that the first wave of the digital revolution was technology based, and it started here and it moved to the West Coast. The second wave, which has started, is where art, science, and technology intersect. So it's about genomics and design and technology and how they come together to really change the way we live, work, and play. and heal and everything else. And so, and that's really here. That's happening
That
here
is true. That is true.
in a really exciting way. So Hub Week is being designed to highlight, promote, and further enable that to happen.
Okay, and it'll be a week-long
A
festival.
week
right?
long, yeah, throughout Boston. We're doing a lot of unexpected things in familiar places.
Okay. And how can we contribute as a community or be a part of that?
Well,
As an Indian
one
American community.
is attending some of the things, and then if you're a specific group, I'd love to talk to you. If there's a specific
Okay.
group that is playing at that art, science, technology
Okay.
intersection, then I'd love to figure out a way that we can collaborate.
Okay. Are there going to be any dance performances or music or anything like that as well?
You know, we don't have dance.
Okay.
Maybe you can help change
Yes.
that. I hear you're actually quite the dancer. Is that true?
Not
Maybe
on
I'll find
camera.
out. I'll find out on June 13th, right?
We want to keep our audiences there. So, okay. And
But there will be a lot of art and there will
Okay.
be music and
that would be great. Now, what do you do for fun? I've heard that you love to swim. You have you're very skilled at diving, right?
I do. I enjoy diving, and I have 2 small children,
Okay.
and so a lot of my free time involves them.
Okay. So no more exploring the shipwrecks in Philippines.
I haven't. I was able to do
climbing
that.
Mountain Kilimanjaro. Right?
Mountain climbing. That just takes a lot of time away from them. So I still dive when I can. So
Okay.
I went last, I think, 2 years ago, and I've done some really incredible ones that have been really fun. But I don't do that as frequently as I hang out on a lot of playgrounds and.
How do you keep the work-life balance? Because you're so busy. You have 2 small children, then managing director of Boston Globe. How do you keep a balance in your life?
I don't know if there is such a thing as balance as there is harmony, and
That's a great one.
so one of the ways that I don't really do things. There are certain hours of the day that I don't do things. I won't go to an event. I won't go to a speech because that's my family time. And I put my children to bed, and I'm fortunate that I'm able to have babysitters. I complete their day, and then I'll go out. I'll meet my husband at a game. I'll go to an event. I'll do a work thing, whatever it is. But it's really carving out sacred family time as what has been what's helped me have harmony. As balance is something that has eluded
Yes.
me.
I think harmony sounds wonderful.
Some days I have it. Other days there's no harmony.
What makes you angry?
What makes me angry? When people are not thoughtful, when people are selfish or unthoughtful, that can get me a little angry. Times of negotiating with I don't know if I'd use the word angry, but negotiating with a 2-year-old that they have to wear clothes. That it's not a naked day when it's winter is that can I would use the word anger, but it's it can definitely test my patience.
What is your vision for Boston?
I view Boston as a place that exports tremendous ideas and concepts and technologies and science around the world.
Right.
And so the work that is done here, we're incredibly good at sharing. And I think Desh, who's joining me hopefully very soon,
Yes.
is an incredible example of what can be done here and globally, and how the ideas that are either that he's implementing in India and bringing
Right.
here and vice
Absolutely.
versa. And so I view that as Boston's unique blend of research and science and art
Right.
that's here exporting around the world.
That's wonderful. Should we ask Desh to join us
I would
now?
love Desh to join us.
So now we're going to welcome Deshpande.
Desh rolled in.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Great to see
He
you.
needs no introduction for the South Asian community for sure. So tell us how you know Linda.
Well, I think I and Linda got to know each other because of Mass Challenge, and we both work with a fantastic team there.
Yes.
We both believe in their philosophy, and I think our philosophy for how we can make a difference in this world, pretty much we're on the same wavelength.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've learned from working with Desh is that I'm trying to incorporate. I'm not at your level yet. I'm not even close. But your ability to think big and to think in terms of scale. And so Mass Challenge is a startup accelerator where companies come in and they're given advice, office space, and they're enabled to, without taking any equity, they're just really given a chance to grow and thrive. And it's all kinds of companies, from nonprofits to social impact to high tech to iced tea and everything in between. And Desh has really been an encouraging voice there of, okay, that's what you're doing here, but how are you really going, the only way you're really going to make a difference is with scale. And I think that's really what we're celebrating on June 13th is the incredible scale that his organization has achieved, where you're already at over 1 million meals every day, and that's not enough for you.
No.
Most people would say, I've done it, I've had an impact, but not you. And that's something we
actually
can all
it
learn
was
from.
pretty exciting having John Harthrone from Mass Challenge come to India this February. And you're going to come next year, right?
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to wear a
I don't
sari
know-
when you come there.
I don't know how a 2-year-old will do on a
Oh,
flight,
they'll
but-
do okay. and so I think it's that's what's happening in India right now. Necessity is always the mother of invention, and what India needs most is low-cost solutions that scale, because there's 1.2 billion people, and so I think these solutions that can scale at an affordable cost is what India is really doing well, and that's what we need in U.S. Most of the charities in U.S. today, they tend to gold polish the solutions, and they just touch a small part of the population. So we really need to change that scene here.
And actually, with the recent earthquakes, there was another earthquake today in Nepal. Akshay Patra has been helping a lot in Nepal as well, right? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I think Akshay Patra, because of these kitchens, which can make 175,000 meals a day,
Incredible.
Are turning out to be national assets for crisis management, right? And so when you need 30,000, 40,000 feeds, people that need to be fed in floods or something like that, that's no big deal. But Nepal, that's a big job.
Absolutely.
And so what they've been doing for the last few weeks is to airdrop a lot of the food for 1,000, 100,000 people and so on. But what's even better is that on a war footing, they're setting up a kitchen in Nepal, and the kitchen should start operating within 2 weeks.
That's wonderful.
And they're going to be making 100,000 meals a day. So, I think a lot of times it's really combining everything that we know in Boston about technology, about innovation, everything else, but then applying it to the problems at a cost point that makes sense.
Right.
Which is sort of, I think, the real challenge.
12 cents is just a remarkable number.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah, $30 feeds a child for the whole year.
the
I
whole
mean, I can't think of a more effective use of philanthropy dollars than that.
Yes.
Well, I think on June 13th, hopefully everybody will show up there.
Yes,
and we're going to have
looking
Tom
forward to it.
Ashbrook, whom we all admire.
Yes.
And Linda is going to be there.
Yes.
Kevin McGandy
Yes.
is going to be there.
Right.
And is John coming, Linda?
I will see. I'm trying.
Okay, you got an assignment.
I do. I'm working.
And so John Henry will be there, and
Hopefully we'll be there.
hopefully will be
on
there.
yours.
And David Ortiz may show up depending on the game that day.
It's gonna be a wonderful event.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I think what we really want to do is to sort of really connect a lot of the different elements, the philanthropy, the sports, just the way people excel in a lot of different fields.
Right.
But unless we somehow bring it all so that there's shared prosperity in the world, there's no harmony. You
Yes.
talked a lot about harmony in a
Absolutely.
family. I think we need harmony in the world.
And I think
And-
on
and-
that note, I would like to add something very important thing that Akshay Patra does is educating our kids who are raised here about Akshay Patra. You have this wonderful program called Akshay Patra Ambassadors. My daughter is 17 years old. She's an Akshay Patra ambassador. She goes and she talks about Akshay Patra. And every year they take children to India. So these kids who are raised here in relative affluence, they go back and they see at the grassroots level what is done.
Wow.
That is one of the best thing, because when you teach your kids, you teach the future generations. So I have to congratulate you on
Yeah,
that.
well,
Oh, that's
that's
wonderful.
the brainchild of Emily Rosenbaum, our
Right.
CEO here.
Right.
And it's been amazing because
Yes.
I think a lot of our children grow assuming they feel entitled for everything
Yes.
in life, and they
Yes.
take everything for granted.
Burden of
And
wealth.
when they see these people
Yes.
who have nothing but
Right.
hope,
Yes.
I think it changes them. And I think it's the biggest education we can give to our children. You know, when you
Right.
educate a child,
Yes.
you change the whole family.
Absolutely.
And so when you do millions, I think it's really a way to change the economy of the country.
Well, I think that's one of the things that's also compelling, because you're not just feeding kids; that you're feeding them at school. So you're providing that extra incentive for them to attend school.
Right.
So it's sort of a double. So I don't know if that was your intention.
Yeah.
But sort of this ancillary.
No,
benefits
no.
for you.
I mean, this is just to make sure that nobody is deprived of education because of hunger. You know, I think you can solve the hunger problem, but you'll have to solve it for perpetuity if you don't educate people and make them self-sufficient. So we're hoping that this is not just fighting hunger, but fighting hunger just for a short enough time to actually educate
Right.
people so that they can take care of themselves.
It's wonderful.
That is. So on the fun note, we heard that Linda, you want to wear a sari that day.
I would love to wear a sari. I just need to know where to go.
That we can find out.
Wonderful.
So, do you have any last words for our Boston audience?
Well, you know, I think I know a lot of you have been to a Akshaya Patra event, but this is going to be pretty unique. I think we have a very broad mix of people coming in, and we really appreciate all of you coming and supporting this cause. And we look forward to seeing you all on June 13th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. But I have to ask you one last thing.
Okay.
There's an addition to thanks appendum. Any last words on chai?
I think you do a very good job. I mean, you make people feel comfortable.
You do.
You get the best out of them.
Thank you.
And for a dog, not bad.
And you're very well prepared, and you have great relevant stories.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having
Thank
me.
you.